When we come into any new property that we're taking over, typically they're underperforming. We come in, we want to analyze the property and how we can make it improve, right? So the first things that we're looking for are, what are the guest reviews saying? Where are the problems? What is the bed count, guest count problems? Typically, properties just aren't set up to be optimized to perform. And how do they photograph, right? Is there color? Does it look nice? Does it look visually appealing? So this property here, we spent $5,000 to take this listing from underperforming, low occupancy, poor reviews. We're talking like under 4.0. I think it was a 3.8 when we took over. Made some changes, spent a few weeks, we painted, we got new linens, we got color, we addressed the problems. Relaunched, now this property is making $95,000 a year in gross revenue. Come see what we did. All right, so here we are today. I am doing a impromptu inspection of one of our properties currently under management. So as you guys know, I'm sure what we inspect is what improves, right? And we contract our cleaners or handyman, all of these people. It's obviously everyone has their different quality standards. The only way to hold anybody accountable is to actually inspect their work. Now, properties have maintenance. Things come up, things break, guests use them. We rely on our cleaners to inspect the properties for us and report any damages or needed repairs to us. But there's still nothing that does better, if you will, than getting eyes on ourselves, right, and inspecting. So that's what I'm here doing today, and I just wanted to bring you guys along. So all I've done so far is turn on the lights and the AC because we're in Vegas, it's a little bit warm. So let's start. We're gonna start right over here in the first bedroom. And things that I'm looking for, things that I'm noticing, this wall here, you can see scuffs, these marks. It's nothing major. It's not a cleaning issue from my cleaners. It looks like the wall probably needs to be repainted. Things are drug on it, just, a little too long, a little too much. So I'm just looking, do all the lights work? Bulbs burnt out. That bulb was a little bit dusty, nothing out of this world crazy. We've got a trash can with a liner, and I'm inspecting both for maintenance items and cleanliness issues, right? So I'm seeing here again, this wall paint probably needs to be touched up. Does the TV turn on? Does it work? I have a remote, but it did not turn on. So let's see. We do have a power cord. It's just not plugged in. So reason for that, the way that this TV is mounted, you can see the power plug is right down here for it. So like that first impression, cleanliness, all of that, the cleaners typically throw the cords up so that way you don't just have this cord dangling as guests are coming in and out, moving their furniture, right? Light bulbs are working, ceiling fans working. So those are my couple of notes in this room, wall paint, a little bit of touch up in a couple of areas, but overall bed looks good. Let's move on. Now, right here in this entryway, I'm noticing this is your first impression as a guest. That needs to be clean. So this is definitely feedback that I'm gonna give my cleaners. This is probably not something that they're looking at on a regular turnover clean, right? They're focused on the things that are really noticeable, but this is that attention to detail that can really determine if a stay is a 4-star or a 5-star. And, the more cleanliness problems a guest finds right off the bat, the more problems they're going to find as their stay continues because they're going to keep noticing and seeing it, right? So we want those first impressions to be really top notch. This looks like this little light switch here, just because I touched it, is popping out. We got our handyman to fix it, but it's not an urgent thing, just something to make note of. Now I'm in the kitchen. We did recently just have some repairs on this kitchen, had a little situation that the house, actually the front of the house got hit. So it wasn't by a guest or anything like that. No Airbnb horror story for you to follow, but did just have some repairs. So this is my first time seeing eyes on, and overall it looks pretty good. You can't, looking at it, tell that anything has happened. So first thing that I'm looking at here, well, before I start opening drawers, I want to point this out to you. This is how the coffee bar was presented. This is after my cleaners are here. And again, I'm talking about like the little things, right? The attention to detail. If you just notice how like this spoon, it's not presented nicely, right? It's like at this angle. It takes 2 seconds. But again, when we're talking about how something presents to a guest, we want it to be as close to perfect as possible because the more little problems, the more guests are going to look for. So I'm just gonna open up drawers real quick. I'm checking how are things presented. Do the drawers look clean? Is there any food, crumbs, you know, pots, pans, everything looks good. Looks like full sets. Under the sink, this is a big one. So under the sink, we want one extra roll of paper towels. We want the extra batteries, a roll of trash bags, and the dishwasher pods. This property does not have a dishwasher. So it's really interesting to me that there are dishwasher pods here. So that's one of those things, again, on inspection, like, how did this get ordered? Why did this get ordered? Was this a supply that maybe got sent to the wrong property? Something of that nature. So that's something that I definitely want to pass on to my team. Like, hey, what happened here, guys, right? Want to make sure that none of our property owners are being billed for something that is not for them. Crock pot looks good. Utensils look good. Stove all looks good. We do have the wine fridge here. Microwave, well, you know, this is all presentable. I am noting we have a couple missing knives. Not necessarily anything that's, this guy's crooked, so it's not going in. You know, not necessarily anything that's so terribly impactful. Maybe we have to replace it right this second, but that is definitely something that I think needs to be replaced. So guests have a full knife set here in the very near future. We've got all of our cooking sheets, all of our pans. Check the inside of the fridge, make sure that looks nice and clean. It does. We have our full Brita. That is one of the things that we do require our cleaners to refill. And we have ice packs in the freezer. Perfect. So ice packs in the freezer, Brita in the fridge. Ooh, I'm noting. You guys see this? This just needs to be retightened here. It's falling off. So that's a note that I'm going to make. Get our handyman out to tighten that up before it falls off and the guest thinks that they broke it. But ice packs and Brita filter. So one of the common guest complaints that we run into, refrigerators aren't cold when guests put their food in, right? They go grocery shopping, it's sitting in the warm car, especially here in Vegas. They put warm food into a cold fridge. The fridge temperature warms up, takes a while to come back down. Fridges aren't designed to be empty, so we keep cold water in the fridge just to help things stay cool. The exact same rationale for the freezer. We stock them with frozen ice packs, so when guests put their food in, it's already cooled and has something to help keep it cold rather than warming it up with, you know, with more warm food. So we got our cabinet, that looks good. Utensils, and I'm just looking, you know, real quick little look at these forks and spoons. Is there any food residue left behind? That's a common guest complaint that we've run into historically. You know, make sure there's no food left on the dishes, especially for properties with dishwashers, right? If all the food doesn't come up. Countertops look nice and clean. You can see our little welcome gift here. This is what we present to guests when they check in, so they have something nice to be welcomed by. Let's go this direction here. We already did one bedroom. We did our entryway, our kitchen. Now, first thing, this is our AC intake, right? It's not terrible. This looks like, no, that's just the paint. It's not actually dirty. So that's actually in pretty good shape. And you can see in there, the filter looks like it was recently replaced. That's another really big property maintenance problem. This though, the thermostat, this I don't love. So when I came in here, it's 78. It's a little warm. I wanted to cool it down. We do have a guest check-in today after I do my inspection. I wanted to turn it down so it's comfortable for me and for the guests coming in, but I can't. It's locked. So this is something that sometimes our owners that we work with, they do require the thermostats to be locked. We want to educate our owners. The big point to make is it's not great for guest experience, right? I'm in here trying to use the house. It's warm. I want to turn it down. I can't because I need a code. Now, my team might have that code. We might be able to adjust it on our end remotely. It is an Ecobee smart thermostat, but if we don't, and that's the guest experience, that's really difficult to manage good reviews, right, when that's the case. So that's an item to note that we probably want to repair if we can.